BJ, I suppose, can you run us through the decision and the rationale to part ways with Craig?
I think where we're at right now as a club, and I know it's early days in the season, of trying to make sure that as a team, building momentum, going in the right direction, and for what Craig's been able to showcase and do so far, I think it's just mutual respect of, you saw what he did for us in this franchise already. He is one of the leading scorers and a talented player, and I think it's best if we just part ways at this point in time of the season so that he can go fulfill his goals and dreams and we can continue on our pathway.
It's not often a team that let their best player kind of walk and it be amicable, I suppose, with their issues behind the scenes that led to this decision.
Well, there's always pros and cons in every player and every decision that's made, and for everyone that I recruited to this group, including Craig, I knew the pros and cons with how dynamics and everything else, and his capability, his scoring power, to the way that his energy that he brings to the group. So it was just a matter of working through certain things, and I thought that where we sit right now, the break and the timing of where we're at, to be able to keep the team and keep growing in the right direction. I think this was the right
pros and cons. What were the cons?
Well, cons are everything within structure of basketball, right? Like there's things that if I'm being honest, the kid is great. We all know he's talented, and we all got our things that we need to work on. And I think for every player, every human being, and when you talk about dynamics of a team, he played within the scheme of things and did everything well. And I like to think that between me and him that we're at peace of where we're both at.
Is it true he was unhappy with his benching and that led to part of the animosity that we're at now?
Look, I'd be unhappy if I'm benching. I've been playing the way that I've been playing too. I'm not saying that that's the only reason that this decision or where we're at right now, but overall, he wasn't happy with that. But that's not there. Yeah.
Was there a specific incident, or was it a culmination of factors?
It's always a number of things. You never go off one thing, and if you give everyone, you look at everyone's heart and what you got to try and make it work. For me as a coach, and like anyone that's got a new family member or you adopt someone, or as an organisation, you got to welcome everyone with open arms, and you got to respect everyone for who they are and understand how you join the dots and how everyone plays their role. And I think overall, I just thought it was just good that we shift right now.
Did his management lead to that? Did his management did they want to see a new opportunity for him?
No, but I had plenty of phone calls, from the time that we came here and played pre-season games to going to the States and playing the way we did. My phone was ringing off the hook for him, not only here, overseas. They were calling and asking for, what's his release like, what can we do? And between me and him, he wanted to continue to be here, and I'm fielding all these calls, and I'm not, some I didn't tell his agent, some was just a matter of I'm respecting him and telling him because they keep coming to me, which my job is to actually coach this team. So by passing the message on, I thought I was doing the right thing, but ultimately, we're at this stage right now, and he'll get to go onto better pastures, and we'll continue our journey.
So that win against the Stars didn't turn his head at all? That wasn't the beginning of the end?
No, I think he's always wanted to be here and be a part of it, and he said that. But while we were there, I also knew that the ultimate goal when I signed him was to try and give him every chance to be what he wants to be and get to the NBA, and the ultimate goal for him. But he had other options to go elsewhere as well, and other opportunities to go elsewhere. But as it stands, he chose to come here and start our season off, and we did that.
It does sound a little bit funny though, because you were saying you wanted to stay.
Yes.
But you wanted him to go.
Well, it's more so making sure that, as you know, when you get opportunities, how many chances do you get to go have a chance at the show or have these opportunities? And so presenting that and making sure that, again, what I said to him from the start was to help play a role in his pathway.
For the fans, I suppose that the elephant in the room is he's a superstar player, as we all know, but why couldn't it work? Because I suppose the fans will be perhaps disappointed that a player they've come to love watching, flamethrower from the three,
Yeah.
isn't going to be here for the rest of the year. How can you get their heads around that? Why couldn't it work?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've given it everything to try and make that work too. So this is not a one-way street. This is, as an organisation, as a coach, even I think as a team, I think we all try to be on the same page as much as we can. As you know, like you're the media, win or lose, right? So you understand about those and where the team sits, and from what we've been able to achieve in our pre-season to now, it's not rosy, but this is where the season is. Our league is very good and very talented, and everyone is now, he's getting outside noise from social media and everything else, and no different now, right? We're here talking about him, and ultimately I want to talk about the 36ers, and if I'm talking about the 36ers, then I'm good. As for talking about outside noise, is not what I want to
What's
sit here
been
and talk.
the reaction of the team when you broke the news to them that he was departing?
Everyone supports me.
So the players are on board with that decision to see Craig move to a new opportunity?
Yes.
Had results been different, so you were top 2 at the moment, do you still think this would have been the case?
I believe so.
So was there I guess a push from the players to make this happen as much as it was from you?
Look, I'm not going to go in depth. When you're in-house and you're in a team, there's certain things that teams do and we talk about. But overall, this is about us as an organisation, so I like to leave it there.
In saying all that, what happens now? I suppose you've got a spot open for an import and a really talented roster. What do you look for another point guard to play that same role? Do you go with a different type of player?
Right now, I need to focus on the group that we got and get them to play the way that the 36ers are supposed to play and the way that I envision them to, because clearly we've only seen glimpses of that at this point. So with the guys that are here, it's getting back to the drawing board and working our butts off to make sure that when we show up in Melbourne to play that game, that we're ready to go.
So you're massive on team and culture, and this is like your family. Is the primary requisite for the new import to be a good team player?
Fraser, he shot the ball, he shared the ball. I'm not saying he didn't. It's definitely for me, it's team overrules everything, right? Like we're here as an organisation to represent our fans, our city, and we need to make sure that we have a team that's committed to everything that's on board, from top to bottom.